What's up, you guys? Welcome to John and Fallon's collab barrel racing clinic. We are right here in the arena and I'm so excited to have you. This is a really big day. I want to introduce you to John. I call him John, but that's not how you pronounce his name. Come on in here. He's from Brazil. So tell us, first of all, before we get started, we've talked about already before we got on camera about things that we want to show people. The first thing that John said, if you've met John and his family for 5 minutes, the coolest thing about them is how transparent and aiming to please and how much value they want to add to everyone's life around them. And that's probably the coolest part about having them here, is because I know how genuine these people are. And so what he said was, well, I want to tell the truth of every single thing that we do. And while we don't have enough time to tell everything, maybe in the future we can show you starting colts and doing all sorts of stuff like that. So today, I know there were some things you wanted to talk about, but one of the things I always talked about was that Brazil is so much faster than America, and you said, no, it's not, no, it's not. You said, America's, you run the same barrel pattern every time. And Brazilian barrel racing is amazing and phenomenal.
Hi everyone, I'm John. Thank you for watching us. Yes, I don't think we are very fast in America.
Right.
But the difference is we have the same pattern all the time.
Right.
And here in America, we have different pattern.
Sure.
So that's make a little bit different.
Right. I think that Brazilians are amazing and Americans are amazing. And it's really cool to have you here show us your techniques, because it's very apparent to the audience watching that you ride different than us. You're bendy and you're doing athletic stuff we've never seen before.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about that, but because everyone have different style,
Right.
and I really like the way you do.
Thank you.
But I do different exercise that probably help it to get the horse a little bit more bendy. But let's do it.
Yeah, okay, let's go. So I think one of my favorite things that you do is just get the horse really soft, and they always feel like to ride after you is really amazing because it doesn't take a lot of strength. You know, Julia, your daughter, can do it, Cody can do it, I can do it, and it's very easy, and the horses move all the same, so it's not really hard.
What we do, we try to build the horse where we need when we go fast. So that's what I'm thinking. We try to build them, and slow, and they'll make, when you go fast, it'll be easier.
Right, because everything you do at a walk or a trot or a lope, then when they run, it doesn't feel any different.
Yeah. I try to make the horse going forward, and it's not a fast motion, but it's just going forward.
I think the biggest thing that we're fascinated with you and like watching you training and everything is that the horses always keep forward motion, and we're not hitting very many barrels. So I think that's the big thing, is like even a slow horse can get so much faster because you teach them where to put their legs. And I think that's what everybody's here to learn, is how can they hit less barrels, because we're not going to do the thing that you talked about before we came on camera, which is something that you used to do that now you don't do anymore. So he's going to teach you that in just a second. He used to have something that he used to do all the time that you'll see barrel racers do every day that he now does not do at all.
Yeah, I don't do it because I used to do, because I've been training barrels and I've been lowering for about 21 years. There's a lot of stuff I used to do and I don't do anymore because there's no help it. I believe barrel horse need to be broken different than cutting or reining, because we need the horse natural.
Right. And you said when you first came here, you said that you used to train your barrel horses to have a really low collected head, and that you don't like that as much now that you've learned more. Can you talk to us about that?
The only what I use more is natural stuff, like natural level, and I try to don't work much.
Right, you want them to be where they naturally go,
And
not
I
way
try
down
to,
here, not way up here.
yeah, I try to get the bends because they need to go fast and racing and turn.
Yeah.
So I kind of work a little bit more just bend stuff
And on the
and
ground.
build them.
You do a lot on the ground with that.
Yeah, I try to do almost every day groundwork.
Can you
ground-
show us what you do when
Yeah.
when you have them saddled? So this I think is the coolest part to me because when you showed me this and you warm up the horses a lot like this at a race.
Yeah, what I'm looking for is the horse going forward and put the leg underneath themselves.
So the leg that you're looking for is that inside hind leg that's crossing over in front of the outside leg. And
Yeah.
You guys can watch that on both sides.
He needs to put this leg right here. This is gonna make the horse get the belly bendy, and the front gonna come in easier.
My favorite part about this though is that you work them on the ground and they do get softer when you get on them.
Yeah, cause this. I try to use my hand where I'm gonna need when I get up there.
Right. I see you do this every day.
Yeah, I
And,
try to do
before
it every
he
day.
ran Knick Knack, he's doing this before Cody runs Mojo, before all of us. This is something that John does all the time. I just feel like sometimes when I see, like if my horses are being really bad, and I'm like, well, John wouldn't care. Like if they're fresh or they're acting out, because then you connect with them on the ground for a little while and then you just get on them. Where I kind of thought that if my horse was acting a little silly, that they wouldn't be as good when I get on them. And then I try to make them come down here and go sideways and all these other things where you get on and just you go right back to what you've been practicing instead of trying to make it harder.
What I believe in, we need to practice almost every day, because like I say, we build in the horse. So if you don't practice every day, you're gonna lose because you don't build them.
Right.
Because it's little stuff to do.
Right. But we got to build them the right way, or if we practice every day and we're not good, then we're going to build in stuff we don't
And
want.
then I try to leave behind all the things we did but it didn't work. You know what I mean?
Do you know the karate guy Bruce Lee from the movies? The guy like that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, so what you're saying is a Bruce Lee saying. So what Bruce Lee used to say, so he practiced all this karate and they taught him all this technical stuff, but then he went on the street and he got beat up and almost died. And then he realized that all the moves that he learned didn't help him actually win in real life. So it's exactly what you're saying. Like, it's nice to have a horse that's very collected or can slide stop or side pass this way or that way, but if it doesn't actually help us win,
We need
don't-
change.
we need to
Yeah,
change it.
we need change. This is
Cool.
what we try to do every day, and we try to learn every day.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of stuff, but I've been here. The first I've been here, I've been learning a lot with you.
I learned more from you, I think. I learned a lot more from
All
you.
right.
Do you want to get on and show
Yeah.
us some stuff? All right, so I'm gonna just walk through and talk you guys through if you, for some reason, can't hear John. But he's just gonna start at a walk right now and just kind of explain where he positions the horse. So it's really cool when John walks up to a barrel. Can you see Chuck Norris's face and how he comes in like that? The big thing that everybody needs to see though is that, John, when your horses walk in, the body doesn't move way out. How do you keep them from moving way out?
I try to not move my inside rein. I try to keep like quiet, because they need to follow my hand.
Now, why do you make them bend all the way to the barrel?
Because I try to build when I go fast so they can put the leg inside. If I keep my hand like that, when he get on the barrel, you're gonna put the leg in easy.
So when you're running, when you leave the barrel, do you keep your horse's head bent too, or do you let him run straight into the barrel?
In young horses, I try to keep holding a little bit more, but on old horses, if they learn, I just let go, because their body gonna be curved like that.
Right, and they're prepped for the turn. The other thing that I think is really interesting saw you start colts, and then I went to the barrel race and I watched people do exhibitions. I was like, oh my gosh, we've all done this kind of. Everybody has a different way. Nobody's way is right. Nobody's way is wrong. But the way that you do it just made more sense to me. And I was like, oh, that's why the horses change leads so fast. Because here, you've got the horses bent. He's ready. But when the horses you start leave a barrel, they change leads
Right here, yeah.
Most people's horses change leads over there and it's slower.
Yeah. Because their body, if they building like that, when I change direction, see, he ready, his body ready to turn the second barrel.
I'm smiling because I don't think anybody has ever seen this. This is the coolest thing. And we were talking before we started, and you said one thing about in Brazil is that when everybody's practicing, the top trainers, you guys kind of tell each other what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, when we compete, everyone want to win, but we try to help each other every day, because the more we talk, the more we learn. So, like we talk about, go to the second barrel.
Yeah.
If you wait to get in barrel to get ready to turn, you're gonna lose some stuff.
Right.
So that's why I practice my horses all day, every day, to get ready before we get there. So they need to run from there to the barrel, to the second barrel, and their body. See, if you look, his rein is loose, but his body is already.
It is.
See, he's ready to turn the second, and
Right.
he's not walk yet.
Right. It's
This is what I
perfect.
try. See.
It's perfect.
And if you just hold, not gonna make your horses slow down.
Right.
It,
Because we're asking them to move forward at the same time.
yeah.
The other thing you guys maybe can't see from that angle is that he's way out here. So he's about 15 feet out here to allow the horse to have plenty of room to keep forward motion.
And the more I hold, the more he's gonna put the leg where I need when I get fast.
Right. Okay.
See, if I hold more, you're gonna put the leg more.
So if you can see it, the back leg is crossing over even more as he pulls more knee
Yeah,
into
the
his,
more-
to his.
The faster he go, and the more I hold, more his leg gonna get underneath himself.
Nice.
And some people try to do it and put the leg on the horse. They get nerves.
Right.
So we try. If you're gonna ride with sports, you can do it.
Right.
Because
Just-
like we do
Sure.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I have sports now, but if you don't win it, it would be better.
Because if your horse speeds up every time you put a leg on,
Yeah.
that's not good. You want him to stay calm.
Yeah, they need to trust us.
Right.
So if you just hold and don't put a leg, not gonna be a problem.
Right.
Because the leg is gonna go underneath it. Don't matter if you put a leg or not, but if you hold, the more you hold,
So what's great about this is that if maybe I didn't ride good that day and I forget to put my leg in the perfect spot, my horse is still going to stay around
yeah, they
because
just,
I'm practicing without the leg. Right.
you know, if you put a leg, if you need some days, if they fight a little bit, you can't just hold and put a leg. But if you don't have to. See, now I'm gonna put a leg,
Okay.
but we don't have to.
Right. Because he was already around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can see how round he's got it going up with the barrel, but his outside hand is there to keep that horse in line. So keeping him from not moving way out. But what the horse is going to learn too is that when he comes in, that's going to be the softest area with the most balance. And he's got so much trust in his rider, knowing exactly what he wants. That horse is going to stay level and quiet and calm.
Yeah, I'm gonna loop her
Okay, perfect.
and just hold. The more I hold the inside rein, more he gonna put the leg.
Right. And then he breaks them down to a trot as they're first learning that lead change. So that they just have a really easy transition right there.
And
that's the biggest thing.
I never practice with the nose out. So he always gonna follow.
And this is why every time we get on a horse they feel so light. Because they know how to hold their nose in without us pulling them.
And the more bend they are, more close you can turn and always fold.
Yeah. And if you'll notice, our horses never change leads going to the third barrel. They always stay on that same lead because they know what direction their body is going to stay curved in. So that's really, really, really amazing. I think it's just really cool that everybody gets to see this because you're just so good. I want to know, I know people have questions. How many times would you go through the pattern a day on a horse like this?
When I start, I can go a little bit more like 10 times, 10 times. But by the time they start do what I like they to do, and then I try to do less, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. But the horses see barrels just about every day.
Yeah. What I'm looking on my horses, I like to see they love the barrel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Of course, I do a lot of outside work, you know.
Right.
Different area. But I try to make them love barrels.
Right.
So if I need to do 10 times a walk till they get their good position, I do it.
I think that surprised me when we first met, was that you get a lot done at a walk on a lot of horses.
Yeah, because the problem is, if you don't do good position in a walk, it'd be hard to do trot and it'd be more difficult to do loper.
Right.
So that's why I do a lot of walk, because after they start learn going forward, and then I start trot. See, every time I hold, they need moving forward and put the leg in.
So just as like a translation to probably what you've seen before, is if you pull on your horse, they go like this and take a step back like this. And when John gets on them, he wants them to step across and forward because that keeps the forward motion going, which makes the game.
Yeah.
It's trying to be fast.
Like a barrel racing.
Right.
So we kind of ride racing horse, but turn.
Right.
So this is why we try to practice forward.
But I think it's funny because all of us before we learned a little bit more, we all wanted them to ride around like a reining horse, but run a race, and they can't do it down here.
If they go down by themselves like this horse does, I don't care because he's just relaxed. But he's a natural.
Right.
But what I did before and I don't do anymore, it's make the work collect.
Right.
Because we need to go forward and turn.
Right.
If we get them to collect.
Right. I think it'll also make them sore here if we make them too collected all the time.
They are big, so if you put the head too much down, you're not gonna put the leg.
Right.
You know, if we have them natural, he probably lasts longer.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think
like Flo does, she's very natural.
And she sometimes comes up a little bit, but her hind end can always go under. And they use their head as leverage to go places. So if the head's way down here, the butt can't get underneath them as easy.
Like the lady asked the other day, why her horses look up when turn the barrels.
Right.
And kind of slow down. And she did the exercise and helping.
Right.
Because her mare did put the leg underneath it, and it was not a bend enough to turn.
Right, and they have to trust us because when a horse crosses its legs, that's against everything that the horse believes. because the horse in the wild, if it crosses its legs, it thinks it's going to be eaten. You know, it can't run fast like that. But when you teach it to go like this and go forward, I don't know, you just have to have a lot of trust the way that you do it, because the horse needs to understand.
The way we do, I think it's easy now.
Right.
It was hard 10 years ago.
Very hard. Because I always took my horses to the barrel like this, like 10 years ago. I'd run them up to the barrel, whoa,
Yeah,
back, and then to the outside like this. But everybody at home is probably doing that now because we haven't shown them what we're doing.
Yeah, we work a lot to get to this point.
Right.
But I did the same. I don't stop. We see every day. We don't stop anymore because we slow down. We teach her how to slow down. Put the leg. The closer we get to the barrel, the more we hold.
Right.
So they learn to slow down that way.
Right.
But before, we used to stop a lot.
Right.
I used to stop like 10, 15 feet on the ground.
Yeah.
And was slow then today.
I know, but you know, I think the thinking was, oh, we're going to teach them how to slow down and turn, and what you're teaching here is, no, we're going to teach them how to turn fast.
Yeah.
And instead of slow down and turn tight, we're going to teach them to turn at the speed that they can manipulate their body like this and stay sound and balanced and quiet. I think that's my favorite part about your training, is that everybody's so quiet. You just got the horses so soft.
Yeah, because every time we stop it, the horses, the smart horse like that,
Right.
they don't slow down. They kind of go forward more.
Right?
This is the big problem, they get nerves. So if you have nervous horse at the house and you want them to get calm, you stop it, quick stop it. You
Right,
know?
right. Stop
Cause,
stopping.
yeah, don't stop anymore, because every time we stop a horse, they kind of go forward.
Right.
They get nerves. So if you get a good position to turn and get them a little bit bent, they'll.
I want people to see you go through the barrels a couple of times. I'll just talk through it as you go so you can concentrate on what you're doing. But I think people are not realizing how much bend that you have. I want them to see it. So I'll step out of the camera shot here and make sure that you guys, I'll stay right here so you guys can hear me and see us, but I want you to see how much bend that he's putting into this horse. And see here, way in the middle of the arena, can you see where he's at right here? And he's waiting and being patient for Chuck to get that lead and really start to understand that. And when he didn't get the lead right away, he didn't panic. He just went straight back in and asked him to go through the barrel pattern. So again, you can see that inside hold is something that's going to keep your horses really sound and consistent, which is the biggest part. And no stopping and starting at the end of the barrel pattern. He's just going to go over here and go, oh, we're going to pretend like there's a fourth barrel over there, and then utilize that. So here you can just see he's just holding, and then right there he's just going to ask him to go up and turn that barrel, and then you see him pick his lead up. And I would say that Chuck is probably one of the slowest horses that we have as far as like really anticipating the lead change out of the first barrel. I think it's probably because our arena's tiny, he's super huge. So it's something that's just a little bit different for him. But again, he's going to utilize that fourth barrel down here, and this is the tempo that John has every single day on every horse. It's just got this bend. We're staying way out here, and then boom, we're going to go across to the second. Just ask for him. You see there's no leg on this horse at all whatsoever. He's just relaxed and quiet. If you'll notice, he's starting to get a little bit closer to the barrels and really asking him. And you can start to see John's body language coming into the inside of the barrel, which I think is the coolest because, and he doesn't talk about it much, but John always wants to utilize his body before touching the horse's head. He thinks it's always going to be faster if we don't have to touch him. So when you see John use his body go toward a barrel or away from a barrel, it's so that his animal can continue to trust him without him having to pull on their mouth. So A keen observer would see that really, really quickly, that he's just going to kind of lean toward barrels and utilize that horse trying to do what he can without having to touch his face. So here he is just ending the practice on this horse, and this is how he would do it. But I want you to see how much bend, because that's a lot of bend, and I don't think that we've ever really seen anybody do that before. And what fascinated me about John's training was how he can keep a horse bent and moving forward. Now, the cool thing about this is, my dad told me years ago, he thought that if I could get a horse to run straight with its head bent, that there was some sort of science to that. He told me that for a decade, and I was like, Dad, horses just don't do that. And he was like, I think you need to teach a horse to run straight, but keep its head bent so it's prepared for the next turn and its rib cage is already soft. And lo and behold, here we are with John learning exactly how to do that. So my dad definitely had a little bit more figured out than I thought, for sure. So,
he's ready to go fast.
So tell us, and I talked a little bit about it just while you were riding, when you run, and I told them already, sometimes we see your body move, and you said everybody's got a different style, so that's something that you do a lot. But when you move in, you're not touching them here. You're just using your body to kind of move them over.
Some people say when I run fast, me and the horse, it'll be the same, because I try to follow the horses the most I can. But like say different style. But what I try to do is just like I practice a lot to get them in good position so they can just follow the nose and forward. So I don't scares me, they go away. So if I need like on the good horses, turn the, when they turn, I lose my rein. I don't care much because I know they're gonna keep in.
Right.
Because the way we practice, we make them go forward and in.
Right.
So if we lose the rein for some reason, they're gonna keep in.
They're gonna keep that soft shape.
Because they love to turn barrels and we don't pulling too slow down.
Right.
Like the faster we go, we turn.
Right.
Sometimes turn a little bit close, sometimes a little bit wide, but they gonna have a good time because they're going forward.
What's crazy that you say that, because the people that watch like Flowbot, sometimes he runs by a barrel a little bit, but he's still clocking in the top.
Yeah, he's the one. Sometimes because he's very fast, he does not turn real close.
Yeah.
But he still have a good time.
Yeah.
And some people say, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Because he was away from the barrel and still have a good time.
Yeah.
So, because he's going forward.
He's still going forward. So, I watched you, and we'll probably do this in another clinic, talk about Pearl Snap and how you fixed her, because I have all the videos from her being really bad, and it's really cool to see Julia running her now. And I know she's going to take a break, but when she comes back, I think Julia and I are going to win everything on that horse.
Yeah, she's a special horse to me because we love her.
Yeah.
And we love everyone.
I know.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I'm excited for that. What I wanted to talk about was, what do you think about hitting barrels with this? Like, we don't see you ever going like this. So can you explain why?
Of course, sometimes we hit the barrels like I did the other day.
Right. Same.
But I believe if you have your horse, or the horse's body, in good position, or building to turn, you're gonna hit less barrels.
So let me show you this, because this is something that I think everybody thinks about. I've always said horses don't hit things they can see. If they can see it, they don't hit it.
I believe in it.
So I believe if a horse is seeing the barrel like this, they don't hit it. But if a horse is like this, and you run over and they're like that, they can come across and like this, right?
And what I believe it's like they are very smart like us.
Right.
And if you hit the barrels for some reason, someday, I don't believe you need to slow down. You need to go forward and fast.
Right.
Because they learn if they hit the barrel one time.
See, we agree with that because people hit barrels in the competition and then pull up. Makes me crazy.
Yeah, what I've tried to do, I don't hit many barrels. If I hit some barrels for some reason someday, I don't slow down.
Yes.
Because they need learn. No matter what's going on, they need to go forward.
It's a race.
It's right.
Because the horse always wants to find the release, and if they find that the release is hitting a barrel and then they get to go slow,
Yeah.
they're going to try to do it more. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't think about that.
But they learn.
Right.
They learn to be around the barrel.
Right.
And they love to do it.
Right.
Like if you get this horse close to the barrel, you can look per hour and he'll be there happy. This is a good thing.
They
need to love the barrel.
They love it. All the horses love this. They all are this quiet. And when you ride a horse that's really, let's say you're riding a horse that's really, really hot or nervous, would your routine change at all?
No, I'll do the same.
Okay.
If they nerves, I'm gonna walk and I'm not gonna think about if they nerves or not, but I'm gonna try to put their body on that position I'm gonna need when I get fast.
So, because everything you do the same, they can practice every day and then they calm down.
Yeah, if I ride 10 different horses, they will ride the same because I'm gonna practice. Put in a good position, around the barrel, forward.
Right.
And look in, and their body gonna build it.
Yeah.
It's not one day from another day, but if you 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're gonna get better and better.
So my next question is this. You work very far away from the barrels, and then sometimes you work close, but most of the time you're staying away from the barrel.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna think that their horse is gonna go in a big circle and not go tight.
Every time I get real close to the barrel, I let them go to the next barrel.
Okay.
So what I try to do, if their body is not building yet, this is what I practice away from the barrel.
Right.
But when they get better, I'm getting close and close and close. When they get very close, I'll go forward.
Perfect. So that's the release.
This is the release stuff, and this is the way they learn to turn close.
Right. Because then they go, oh, I got it right. Now I get to leave.
Every time they wait from the barrel, I don't let go. I
Right.
do one more time and then let go.
I love that. Why don't you use split reins when you practice? Most people use split reins and you use what you would normally run in.
Yeah, good question. I used to have a lot of split reins, but what I do, what I like to see, like I try to practice similar what I'm gonna run. I never see nobody ride fast with,
Yes, with split reins.
So I tried. I have long reins, gonna work almost the same because I can move.
Right.
But what I did today is the same thing I'm gonna need a year later.
When it was really hot in the summer, and we said, you can get up at 5 a.m. and ride if you want, and you said no, because we have to run in the heat, so I want to practice in the heat. I think that's really important because, like right now, we have to run in the cold, so we practice in the cold, and have to figure it out, even though we hate it.
Yeah, we don't like it.
We don't like it at all. It's going to be 22 degrees tonight, and I know people that live in colder places will cold shame us, but we are freezing. And we thank God for this arena because it's a lot warmer in here than it is outside. So thank you, God, for this arena. The other thing is you don't use a martingale. You use a tie down almost on everything.
Yeah. I really love is natural beat and long tie down.
Yes. It's long. It's not touching.
We don't have many bridles or many.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, we are the same way.
We have like 2 bits.
Because I don't believe bridle or beat gonna change horse.
Because you do the practice.
Yeah,
the hard work.
if I practice every day, like I try to do, I like the natural beat because they need to be comfortable here. If they get hurt, they're not gonna love it.
Right.
And I really love the horses going forward. If I have strong beat, they're gonna slow down.
Right. Right. And it doesn't take a lot of
And
strength.
another little thing, we forgot to talk about neck, shoulder.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. When we ride, we try to think about those neck, shoulder, and the middle, ribs, and behind our hip. So what I'm looking for every day, I try to work whole body, building. If I have strong beat, I'm only gonna work right here. So every time you have a snaffle beat, if they going forward, you can work whole body.
Okay.
So everything you need to work, follow the nose. If you have strong beat, they're not gonna go forward.
Because they're going to be scared of the bit,
Yeah.
right?
So
okay.
they need trust. If you just hold, you're gonna work whole body.
And you have almost no pressure on the rein.
No pressure.
Right there. You have no pressure.
I have no pressure if they don't fight, but if they fight a little bit, I'm just gonna hold till they get out of pressure. And if they, they start releasing, I start just release a little bit, but
Every day. And that's if there's a barrel there or not a barrel there.
yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't matter. If I loper, if they lost the leg, I'm not gonna release. I'm just gonna hold, slow down a little bit,
Okay.
so they get in good position. I go forward, and
Right.
I'm not gonna. The closer I get the barrel, I'm not gonna lose.
Right.
I don't believe if you get close to the barrel, you need to lose your rein because
Right.
you're gonna. They're gonna drop and they're gonna lose.
I see people
their
do that
body.
a lot, and I'm always very confused because some people like to go to the barrel and then put their rein way up here, and they have this just flop. They can't get their horse back fast, because it's just flopping around.
Yeah, they're gonna lose the turn.
Right.
So if the closer you get the barrel, you need to hold a little bit more, and they need to follow the nose.
Right.
They'll be faster.
Right. And then as you go faster on a horse that's more seasoned, you go ahead and let them run straight, but the horse has already got their body positioned in because they've had so much practice.
Yeah, I believe we be fast if they run good position.
When I ran Flowbot at Pendleton, the big arena with the grass, all I could think about was, John's got him soft. He's got him soft. He's going to turn. He's going to turn.
He's very good.
He's very good, and I was nervous.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Me too.
I know, me too. I was very nervous.
I'm very proud.
Yes, I'm proud of him too.
Right.
Yeah, you've done a great job. John's about to go win the BFA Futurity, so that's going to be a big deal. So everybody wish him luck. I know. Will you go through for just a couple more times and let us watch you again?
Yep.
I know that this is like information overload, so we're not trying to overdo it for you guys, but I want you to watch this horse work again and just watch exactly what it is that he's doing. Just keeping him in. I want you to really understand that this horse is not at all moving away from his hand. He's keeping his body inside, which I think is just the coolest thing. And he's just staying right there. And I think a lot of people get really worried about having a horse that's really bendy because they think that the hind end's gonna go away. And what he's saying is, if those back legs cross and go the right direction, that hind end is gonna stay right behind the head, neck, shoulders, and create forward motion because that's where all of our motor is. So it's just very cool to watch the front end be really soft, the rib cage be right in line, the hind end is right behind, continuing that lead, and then just getting so much finesse around the barrel. I will tell you this is not the easiest thing to attempt. John makes it look very, very simple, but this is going to take time for you to utilize in the arena and to feel like it feels. Now there you can see that John turned it one time and then came straight out, and that's because that turn felt really good. So now he's just showing you he just asked him to go any direction at the end, and he's finishing the barrel pattern with what we call the fourth barrel. So this is the fourth barrel, and it's just so there's no start and no stop for this horse, so he doesn't get nervous. He just creates another obstacle so that he just stays really, really happy. Here you can see, okay, he felt like he wasn't as turned in right there with his hind end, so he kept him way out. Now he felt really good about that, so he's going to go on to the next barrel. And just staying really, really centered. Remember, there's no big places that we're stopping. There's no big places that we're moving out. And right there where he really didn't find his lead, he just stayed relaxed and said, hey, it's no big deal. I see you just a little bit excited, a little bit like you want to heart. I'm just going to come in here and ask you to slow back down and hang out right here in the middle. Beautiful. Wow. Gorgeous. Holy moly. And then this is your end result. Results may vary because John's really, really good. So John is really amazing at what he does. I am absolutely honored to have this guy be a part of our life. If I could have even gotten 3 riding lessons from John, I would have felt blessed, but having him here at the ranch truly is very, very special, and his family has touched our lives forever. So we've told him that he has to stay with us forever until he dies, and he agrees. So we're happy with that. But he finishes each session just like this, just walking through. You can see him just asking Chuck, just, hey, I want that very same thing with very little pressure. Just to come around this barrel. And you see how he's got all this bend, but he's not way out in the middle of nowhere. He's got that bend, but he's going straight. And this is going to take time for you to achieve. But remember, you can do this at a walk, because that's plenty. To do it at a walk and to have those fundamentals in line. If I was going to teach you dance choreography, I wouldn't go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You got it? I would go, it's like this, and then it's like this, and then it's like this. And I would teach you those choreographed steps a little bit at a time, which is the exact same thing that John does. And John's so good. So his ability to do that fast is because he does this all day long. So do you have anything else to add before we leave?
Yes, of course.
Okay, come on up here.
I want to say I'm very proud to be here.
I'm very proud you're here.
Thank you
very much.
Thank everyone been watch us, and I hope I'll be here longer.
I hope you're here forever. I just told him. I said we told him he has to die here with us.
Yeah, I will. Thanks God.
Yes. And Brazilians do that too. After they run, they salute and say thanks to God. And so we call it the Brazilian salute. So anytime me and Cody or Jesse do great, we want to do that. We want to learn that. We hope that you guys have learned so much. This is the first of many clinics that we're going to have together. So we're going to think about putting the next clinic together after the BFA Futurity. So probably after Las Vegas, we'll do this again and talk about more issues that you guys may have coming up. And also maybe I can talk John into teaching you how he starts the colts, because I think that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, I would really love to start 2-year-old, because like I told, I believe they need to be start and building when they are young, 2-3-year-old, so that'll be easier when they get 4 or 5.
And the way that you do it makes them quiet and happy.
Yeah, you already have
calm.
few.
I know, we got good ones. We got good ones. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys get a free trial to the Horse Bosses coaching. All you have to do is go to flowmemeetup.com and click on Get Horse Help. That's our gift to you, so I hope that you'll take us up on it, and that link will be up for a little while after watching this. So hopefully you guys will go get in on that, and thank you so much for sharing and being so sweet and sharing all of that info with us. Bye, you guys.
Thank you, guys.